Imagine being forced onto a ship, chained in darkness, and taken thousands of miles from your home, never to see your family again. For more than 350 years, millions of Africans faced this nightmare. The transatlantic slave trade became one of the largest forced migrations in human history, shaping continents and leaving scars that are still felt today. But how did this system begin, and why did it last so long? Let's find out. The transatlantic slave trade was a vast network of human trafficking that operated from the 15th to the 19th century. European powers, including Portugal, Spain, Britain, France, and the Netherlands, transported enslaved Africans across the Atlantic Ocean to the Americas. The trade was part of a system known as the triangular trade. European ships carried manufactured goods such as textiles, weapons, and metal products to Africa. These goods were exchanged with African traders and rulers for captive men, women, and children. The captives were then forced onto crowded ships and transported across the Atlantic in a journey known as the Middle Passage. Conditions aboard these ships were horrific. People were packed tightly below deck, often chained together. Disease spread rapidly. Food and water were limited. Many endured brutal treatment, and countless individuals died before reaching their destination. Historians estimate that more than 12 million Africans were transported across the Atlantic, while millions more suffered or died during capture, imprisonment, and transportation. Upon arrival in the Americas, enslaved Africans were sold and forced to work on plantations, mines, and farms. Their labor produced valuable goods such as sugar, tobacco, cotton, and coffee, generating enormous wealth for slave owners and colonial economies. Despite unimaginable hardships, enslaved people resisted in many ways. Some preserved their cultures, languages, and traditions. Others escaped, organized revolts, or fought for freedom. One of the most significant resistance movements was the Haitian Revolution, where enslaved people successfully overthrew colonial rule and established an independent nation. By the late 18th and 19th centuries, growing abolitionist movements challenged the slave trade. Activists, former enslaved people, religious groups, and reformers campaigned for its end. Britain officially abolished the slave trade in 1807, and other nations gradually followed. However, slavery itself continued in many places for decades afterward. The legacy of the transatlantic slave trade remains profound. It transformed economies, cultures, and societies across Africa, Europe, and the Americas while causing immense human suffering. Today, when we see the cultural traditions, music, languages, and communities shaped by the African diaspora, we are also seeing the lasting impact of this history. And that raises an important question. If the transatlantic slave trade ended more than a century ago, how does its legacy still influence the world we live in today? Estimated length, 2.5